Today's topic is class 12th, and the topic is DNA fingerprinting. Here we will study what is DNA fingerprinting and what are the uses and what is the procedure of DNA fingerprinting, how the fingerprinting is done. So what is DNA fingerprinting? You will see here. DNA fingerprinting is a way to identify a certain individual rather than simply identifying a species or a particular trait. So this is a method in which we identify a certain individual because the DNA pattern, DNA sequencing of every individual is different. So we can identify the person by doing DNA fingerprinting. The process you will see here, the DNA fingerprinting is how it is done. Number first, the process begins with the blood or a cell sample from which the DNA extracted. So first of all, DNA is extracted from the cell. After that, the fragments of the DNA are made with the restriction enzyme, and after that the DNA band pattern is transferred to a nylon membrane. Then radioactive DNA probe is introduced, and this DNA probe identify the specific sequence of the nylon membrane on the nylon membrane. Step 5, the excess probe material is washed away, leaving the unique DNA band pattern. And the sixth step, the radioactive DNA pattern is transferred to X-ray film by direct exposure, where it is seen. When developed, the resultant that visible pattern is the DNA fingerprint. So you can see this is a DNA fingerprint. Final fingerprint is there. And the technique used by scientists to distinguish between individuals of the same species using only sample of DNA. So this is a technique which is used to identify the individual, the difference between two individuals of the same species. So what is DNA and the process of DNA? You will study in this slide what is the DNA fingerprint and what is the process of DNA fingerprinting. So first, the DNA is isolated from the cell. The fragments are cut with the restriction enzyme. Then this is transferred to the nylon membrane, and then probe is added. Then hybridization with the probe is done. Then the final print is developed on the X-ray film. Now, who invented this technique? So the person who is behind this technique is Alex Jeffrey, and he developed this technique in 1985. So DNA fingerprinting is developed by Alex Jeffrey in 1985. Very important thing to remember that who developed this technique. Now, biological sample used for DNA fingerprinting. So what are the samples which can be used in DNA fingerprinting? Here blood can be used, and here follicle is can be used, saliva can be used, semen can be used, body tissue cells. DNA sample have been obtained from the vaginal cells vaginal cells and transferred to the outside of the condom during sexual intercourse. So this may be the sample for DNA fingerprinting. So these are the some examples from where we can take the sample for DNA fingerprinting. Steps to DNA fingerprinting, you see here what the steps are used. Now this process is completed in about 8 steps. The first step is isolation of the DNA. DNA must be recovered from the cell or tissue. Only a small amount of blood, hair or skin is needed to isolate the DNA. So the sample is collected from where the DNA is isolated. Step 2, that is digestion of DNA by restriction enzyme, means cutting of the DNA. So fragments are cut with the help of restriction enzymes. Each restriction enzyme cuts DNA at a specific sequence. Like here you can see between G the DNA is cut. So restriction enzymes are used to cut the DNA to make fragments of the DNA. The section of the DNA that are cut out are called restriction fragments. So restriction fragments are there. This yields thousands of restriction fragments of all the different size, because the base sequence being cut may be far apart, means long or short. So different sizes of the fragments are cut. Commonly used restriction enzymes are hemoinfluenza third, and these some are given. These are restriction enzymes, those are used for different species to cut the DNA. Restriction mixture is incubated overnight at about 37 degree centigrade. The third step, that is called electrophoresis. So electrophoretic separation of different fragments. So here due to the electrophoresis, the different fragments are arranged according to their size. Fragments are separated on the basis of their size using gel electrophoresis. This is a process by which the fragments are arranged according to their size. The DNA fragments are injected into wells and electric current is applied along the gel. So due to the electric current, DNA fragments move. As you know, the DNA is a negative charge particle and they move towards anode. DNA is negative charged, so it attracted to the positive end of the gel. The shorter DNA fragment move faster than the longer fragment, and DNA is separated on the basis of size. So you can see if the fragment is small, it will move faster, and the fragment is long, it will move slow. So due to the speed of the fragment, it is arranged according to the size. So the smaller is found far from the point because smaller moves faster than the longer. Step 4. Here, transfer of DNA on nylon or nitrocellulose membrane. The DNA fragments are transferred to the nylon sheet by placing a sheet on the gel and soaking them overnight. This process is called southern blotting. So southern blotting is the transferring of the DNA fragments on nitrocellulose membrane. Step 5. Probing or probe labeling. Adding radioactive or colored probes to the nylon sheet which is complementary to the target sequences. Each probe only sticks to one or two specific places on the sheet. As the probe is added, this probe hybridizes with the sequences which are present in the uh, transferred DNA. That is hybridization. So radioactive probes are labeled probes. That is DNA should be hybridized with the complementary sequences located on the nylon membrane for a detection of position of later. Membrane is washed to remove the non-specific binding and clearing the background. So those are hybridized. We will remain on the sheet and others they are washed out which are non-hybridized. Step 7 is autoradiography, where it is done to detect the sequence in genome bound with the hybridized radioactive probe on the membrane. Technique involve alignment of the hybridized membrane with X-ray film. The X-ray film alter the developments, shows multiple number of bands that look like barcodes and these known as fingerprints, DNA fingerprints. So the barcodes those are shown on this film that is called DNA fingerprint. Then the interpretation of the band pattern. Then the analysis of the band pattern is done of different individuals and comparison of these individuals is done. Computer software are also available for the analysis of the DNA fingerprints. So the comparing is done here of 2 or 3 individuals DNA is compared and the pattern is analyzed. So analysis is done on the basis of the pattern. Use of DNA fingerprinting, where the DNA fingerprinting is useful in diagnosis of inherited disorders, help it diagnose disorders in both perinatal and newborn babies. Disorders may include cystic fibrosis, hemophilia, Huntington's disease, Alzheimer's disease, sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, or more. So, the genetic disorders can be identified by using DNA fingerprints. DNA fingerprint is also used to solve the criminal cases. Forensic science is a use of scientific knowledge in legal situations. The DNA profile of each individual is highly specific as each individual has a different pattern of DNA fingerprinting. The chances of two people having exact the same DNA profile is only 30 thousand million to one, exception for identical twins only. But others, they are having the different DNA patterns. The pattern of the DNA profile is then compared with those of the victim and the suspect. So comparing is done. If the profile matches with the suspect, it provides strong evidence that the suspect was present at the crime scene, and it does not prove the committed the crime, but it is it shows only the presence of the suspect over there. If the profile does not match with the suspect, then the suspect may be eliminated from the inquiry. So this is used in to solve the criminal cases. Examples where it can be useful: that a violent murder occurred, the forensic team retrieves a blood sample from the crime scene. The prepared DNA profile of the blood sample, the victim and the suspect as follows. You will see here the profile, DNA profile are shown. Blood sample from the crime scene is here, and victim profile and suspected profile. So you can see the pattern, which pattern is matched with the, so you can see the DNA fingerprint pattern is matching with the suspect profile, this and these two, these bands they are matching. So the same DNA is there, the blood sample that was collected from the crime scene and the person suspected and the victim. So the suspected person may be behind the crime because he is present, the blood sample shows that he is present at the crime scene. He was present at the crime scene. Here you can see the different DNA pattern fingerprinting is shown. Here you can see paternal chromosome and maternal chromosome. Number 7 is mapped here, chromosome 7, chromosome 2, chromosome 16. The mapping is done, fingerprinting is done, and here the DNA from the crime scene. Now you see DNA from individual A and individual B, the fingerprints are there, and the blood or the sample that is collected from the crime scene is C. So you can see which are the patterns which are matching. So C and B, you can see the DNA pattern of individual B and C is matched. The bands are same, these bands and these bands they are same. It means the crime scene C matching with the person B. So the individual which is behind the crime is B. Now the pattern of the DNA profile is then compared with those victim and suspect you have seen there, and if it is matching, from which is matching, that is behind the crime. Solving medical problems by DNA fingerprinting. DNA profiles can be used to determine whether a particular person is the parent of the child or not. Child's paternity means father, and maternity means mother can be determined by matching the profile of the child and the mother and father. This information can be used in paternity, inheritance cases and immigration cases. So this is also used in these cases. Now, a paternity test by comparing the DNA profile of a mother and a child, identify DNA fragments in the child which are absent from the mother must therefore have been inherited from the biological father. So DNA fragments, they are transferred from mother and father both. So the pattern of the DNA can predict the paternity of the child. Use of DNA fingerprinting also here. A personal identification. So the US Armed Services are just beginning a program where they collect DNA fingerprints from all personnel for later use in case they need to identify casualties or missing people. So they can use them. They will keep the fingerprints of the person, DNA fingerprint of the person, and if any casualty or missing people are found, they can match the DNA of the person and can find out the person is from his unit or not. And some other uses are also there. Identification of the cases of carcass of tissues, detection of somatic mutations or cancers, pathogenic identifications, detection of loci, controlling quantitative traits or disease resistant, sex determination, and individual identification. These are some other areas where DNA fingerprinting can be used. Some famous cases which are solved by using DNA fingerprints in 2002, Elizabeth Hurley used DNA fingerprinting to prove that Steve Ping was the father of her child, Damien. So this was the DNA fingerprinting printing method was used to know that who is the father of the child. Other case is there. Colin Pitchfork was the first criminal caught based on the DNA fingerprint evidence. He was arrested in 1986 for the rape and murder of two girls and was sentenced in 1988. So some cases those were solved on the basis of DNA fingerprinting. So it is very unique and very useful technique to find out the individual and comparing the two individuals or others with the help of DNA fingerprinting.